kind of like OnlyFans, but
Your
for
time, your money,
athletes.
your fight.
Hey. Oh, might be my end. Hold on. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes.
Oh, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I was so excited because Matt was like, it's Jessica Borga. I'm like, I know her.
I didn't put two and two together until I saw you. So that's awesome.
Oh, I was so excited because I was like, oh no. I'm like, her and we're cool. I'm like, she knows me. I figured you would figure it out when we got on camera.
Yep, I did.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, let's get started. This is Kerry Stellar with Only Fighters MMA, and I am here speaking with Jessica Black Widow Borga. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for coming on. It's been a while. I've known Jessica for quite a few years through fighting. She's an amazing fighter with a great background. And before we get into all of that, because you really do, you have such a great story. Two things. One, we asked, how are you doing? Two, we got your name. We got your fight name. How did you get it?
It's kind of funny. I assumed for like over a year that it was because I had a black widow on the back of my neck, a tattoo of a black widow on the back of my neck. Because the reason why I got that tattoo is because the female version of the black widow is more venomous than the male. So I don't know. I've always liked that. Cool facts about him. So I got that tattoo, and I just assumed that that's where he got that from. My coach named me the Black Widow. So I didn't even think to ask him for the longest time. And I finally did. I was like, what made you give me that name? Was it the tattoo on the back of my neck? And he's like, no, it's because like this blonde chick that came in and just destroyed all the guys. Like you just throw them around. So I was like, well, now I like it better because I didn't like the name at first.
I think it's a perfect name. I love it. For
you like it now.
Your personality, it matches. It's amazing. What made you want to be a fighter?
I feel like I've been a fighter in my entire life, or survivor, whatever you want to call it, warrior. I've had to fight my entire life. And I, made some mistakes in school, deciding to fight in school. So I think I've always meant to be able to do that. Like I've always been a fighter. I think that's what I was meant to be. And when I decided to actually go and train, I just fell in love with it. And I just feel like it was what I meant to do. I'm good at it. I'm good at it. I'm getting better at it. There's a lot to learn. I know that, there's learning continuously in this. There's not ever where you're just not going to learn. So I do love that. I love the challenge. I love everything about it.
That is amazing. And now that you have been fighting for a while, tell us a little bit about your fight career.
It's been a roller coaster, let me tell you. It's been amazing as well. Of course, there's always ups and downs in the sport, and everyone knows that. It's the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. So it takes a real special kind of person, and I respect anyone that gets in the cage because it is not easy, especially with everything that goes on behind the scenes. They don't understand. Like, especially, I have 3 kids, they're in the other room right now. So 3 kids. I have, multiple of my own businesses. I work in between the trainings, which is 3 to 5 hours usually a day. It's a lot, and it's very demanding, and it's very unforgiving. But I've loved everything that I've went through. It's made me a better fighter. I've really put myself to the test. Even in my amateur career, I traveled a lot to get used to it before my pro career in MMA, because I do the bare knuckle boxing as well. And that I wanted to do a long time before I actually did it. So I love every aspect of the fighting and the challenges that each sport gives you. So, I wish at times that, the outcome would have been different. Of course, everyone probably wishes that, but I did what I, could with what I was given at the time. So I know what I'm capable of, but I've just not always got to show that. So that part kind of sucks. But when I show up, I win in the first round. So like when I show up, I am hard. I almost feel like I'm unbeatable. But when I, am short of showing up myself and I know what I'm capable of, be it whatever it was that happened, any health issues or anything that's been in my way of being me when I step in that cage. You know, it happens. You see a lot of fighters go through that. You're like, man, what happened to them? Why did they step in the cage and they weren't, you know, what I saw before, or what I know that they are? There's a lot that comes into play. You show up and you give it all that you have at that time. The best fighter comes out. So, you know, they have a good night, good for them. If I have a good night, awesome. You do what you can.
It's that's the best way you can explain it. You know, you have a winner, you have a loser. Somebody's gonna have a great night and somebody not so much. Hopefully nobody gets hurt and everybody gets to go home, you know, and have a great weekend.
Yeah,
it is the fight game. It is the fight game. Do you have any favorite style of fighting?
Honestly, the well-rounded fighters are just even to me, just even because to put it all together takes a lot. And to have that fight IQ is amazing to me. Like Shevchenko and, you know, Amanda Nunes, all the ones that you know that like get in there and they just like their fight IQ, they put it all together so well. It's not an easy thing to do. It's definitely not an easy thing to do. I do definitely like, you know, I like to stand and fight. Like I like the stand-up game. But I'm a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu now, so like I'd rather take them to the ground and just pound them on the ground or submit them. So it's hard to pick a favorite, you know, style. Just well-rounded.
Do you think that sometimes maybe we go into phases? Because now I started training. I don't know if I had told you, so I can see that there's phases of stuff that I really love, and I'll be doing that for a minute, and then like, you know, and then I'll come back to it, put it down, pick something back up. And I kind of feel like it, especially if you do, you know, grappling, jujitsu, you do stand up, you do Muay Thai, whatever you want to have you.
I completely agree with that. The phases is real. It is like you get attached to something and you're doing better in that one thing, or you've been putting more effort into that one area and then you see yourself progressing. So then you get attached and it's like, yeah, I absolutely agree with that 100%.
You have been fighting for a while. You have fought for Bellator. You have fought for bare knuckle boxing. So you've done it all. You do jujitsu. You're a black belt. What is the toughest fight you have had so far?
Me? No. Honestly, the toughest opponent I've ever had is myself. She's nuts. Anyway, but honestly, in the cage, toughest, man. I guess you can say the toughest one was when, you know, I got my jaw broke and I hit it from my corner for all the rounds that I continued to fight with. So I want to say though, but it was, I guess, just trying to think through your body being injured. That's one of the things that people don't realize too. If you're injured, your body is only thinking about protecting that one spot instead of thinking about, you know, what to do to win. So I guess that would be my toughest one, even though I know I could have beat her on a better day. Like, you know, just like I said, like, you know, I know what I'm capable of. It just doesn't always, it's not always there when you need it. So,
you know, and I think that's a thing that everybody has in life in general. Sometimes you just, you know, you can do it and you know you can, but then like you get in, you're like, it didn't happen today. You know,
that's honestly. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it can go for anything.
Yeah, I you know, and I didn't know for the longest time in my fight career until this past year and a half, I think, or not even it might not even be a year, that I found out that I had slow thyroid and I have Hashimoto's, so autoimmune disease. So I've been literally trying to figure out why sometimes do I not have any energy and like why I'm so tired and have to fight through that all the time. And sometimes I'm there, sometimes I'm not. Like, it's just, even on the medicine, like my levels are better, but you still, with the Hashimoto's, it's like, even with you get your thyroid level in check, but you don't have, it still has the symptoms of the Hashimoto's. So it's been a learning curve, but I feel a lot better knowing all like this and like being able to cope with it better and stuff like that. So it's not, I'm more of a fight outside of the cage than I am in the cage ever. Like, it's me, it's my body. I feel like there's like this little alien inside my body, like messing with the switches, like, oh, let's see what this does when I do that. And then, you know, glitch. But
nobody knows your body better than you though. So that's That's,
But
you know,
but yeah, it's definitely been it was nice to have an answer to why, you know, so much stuff was happening. So
that makes things a lot easier, at least going forward. Now you can, you know, attune for that, and you can, you know, make adjustments where you need to. Do you have any fights coming up?
I'm so irritated at this because I was supposed to fight at the end of July, and then I'm told that it's supposed to be September, and I still don't have a contract yet. So I'm very annoyed about this. I mean, I get it with promotion, having a hard time and stuff like that. But when I see other fights being posted on the card that they announced, because they were saying the commission was picking a date and stuff like that, well, there's a date now. So, and you reached out to me and I said yes, and I've been expecting this fight. So I'm hoping to hear something soon.
Is it MMA or bare knuckle?
Bare knuckle MMA.
Oh,
I'm putting it all together.
I like that even better. That's really exciting. Is this your first bare knuckle MMA fight?
Yep, it just got sanctioned in Florida.
I am so excited for you.
I cannot wait. I want this fight so bad. Like they reached out to me and I was like, yes.
I could imagine. Oh, I can't wait to hear who it is too. That's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I have all the information. That's the thing, is like supposedly there's already an opponent, and like I just need a contract. I just want a contract.
Like, just give me the contract to sign. Give me something to give me a piece of paper. That's all I need.
Thank you. Yes.
Jessica, what weight do you walk around at, and what weight do you fight at?
I walk around between 150 and 155, and I fight at 145. So that comes into play with everything too. All my health, like the thyroid and everything. I was wondering why it was always so hard for me to cut down, even to 135. It was a struggle. It was like I was killing myself, and I had to work like 5 times harder to do it because my thyroid is stupid. But I mean, it's better now, but it's still like I'm not going to put my body through more stress than it already is on a regular basis, you know, to make weight when I feel fantastic at 145. I feel so much better, and I can focus on my fights when I don't have to kill myself to make weight. And I'm not like a small, like I'm a good 45er. So I know a lot of girls cut a lot more, but good for them. They can. I can.
That's actually a very, in my opinion, great cut right there. 10, 11 pounds, not too bad. Super easy. Even just diet
and
down.
I can take a fight at the last minute, which I love.
You know, you're not shedding 20 pounds, which is huge. That's amazing in my opinion. So I think that's great. And now that you know what the problem is and the issues are, it's going to be even easier moving forward, which is fantastic. If there was anybody in the world that you could fight, a dream fight, who would that be?
Oh man. Anyone at the top. I mean, you definitely want to fight like the veterans, you know? So of course my goal when I was in Bellator and when I was in the top 10 was to fight Cyborg, because she was holding she's still holding the belt. But you know, you got to work your way up there, and there is definitely levels to it. So, you know, I would love the opportunity to fight a veteran like that. But you know, Cyborg with Cyborga. Maybe one day before she retires, maybe.
You could promote your own fight right there.
Yeah, right. That'd be great. I heard she wants to do some boxing.
You never know. And you know what? Bare knuckle boxing.
Yep.
Might be a perfect. Bellator, I know, does like sometimes an open contract because people can fight out of it and go to a different organization just for 1 or 2 fights.
That's nice about bare knuckle, is that they allow you to do the MMA. So that's nice.
That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. Jessica, what makes you unique as a fighter?
Man, what, in my opinion, I do it all. So I feel like I'm a jack of many traits. I'm honestly, I think, underestimated more than a lot of fighters. I think you know, my record doesn't really show what kind of fighter I am either. So that is an advantage for me. But I feel like not as many people do as much as I do on top of fighting. So I don't know if that makes me unique, but that I'm able to do as much as I do.
Mm.
But I would not, I guess that's what I would say. I don't know.
Hey, you know what? That's
My personality is strong.
cool. That's a very unique thing. Somebody that's fluid and able to transition from one thing to another and do it so well. That's
Thank you. I try usually.
that's my opinion, very unique. Jessica, if you had $5,000 to help change the world, what would you do with it?
Wow. There's so many things that I would want to do to help change the world. Unfortunately, the people themselves need to change the world. That's what our problem is right now. Oh, God, that's a good question. Like a really good contemplating question. The children, something with the children, because I'm telling you right now, parents these days are putting them on video games and not teaching them how to be a human. And so it's something with children. I would love to be able to impact the children that are going to be the adults, in some way. Because in all honesty, I feel like the moms and dads they're just failing them. They're not teaching them manners. They're not teaching them. They're all entitled. I'm not all, let me rephrase that. Most are entitled and just they expect you to give them things without, giving something in return, even just manners. So it's been rough with the kids, man. My son, I kind of shadowed him in school a couple of days last year, and the kids are disrespectful, and all the good teachers are quitting because of it. It's just bad. So if there's something that I could do, that's probably what I would choose. Absolutely, 100%.
I love that answer. You know that. Probably the best answer you can give. And what's amazing with Only Fighters is we will be doing the Truth Scholarship with Tom the Truth Duffy, and
That's
we can
awesome.
choose whatever we want to do with that money and whoever we want to give it to, which is really, that's a fantastic thing. So you can take it and say, okay, well, there's a bunch of children organizations and research which one you like the best. I know we're also going to be doing work with Operation Underground Railroad, and that's right up my alley.
I love that. That's why when they were, you guys reach out, yeah, absolutely. I'm like, I love that you guys are doing this.
I think it's awesome. And when I was told, I was like, I'm on board. That right there had me sold. That's like right up everything that I'm in. It couldn't have been a better fit. And I'm excited. If money wasn't.
Sorry, go ahead. Also with what started me with, being a fighter, like all the domestic violence, that's another thing in my past that I actually started my nonprofit organization, the Widow's Web, and I'm trying to get that up and going just so, to spread awareness and help in any way I can because that's that's what probably made me a fighter my entire life. So I had to fight through all that. So that's what made me really, go and start training, and I fell in love with it.
You know what, though? That's an amazing thing to want to train for and because of. And then now you can even, if you want in your retirement, go and train women that are victims of domestic violence. And that's huge. And we could do something with that too.
I would love that. I would love that because I definitely want to help in any way. It's not even like it's nonprofit, so it's not even for the money, but yeah. I just want to be able to, help in any way I can.
Same as much as I can help and with whatever I can. You know me, I'm big into that. So that's awesome. And I think that's great. And I wanted to know if money wasn't an issue, what would you do with it in your life?
Oh, wow. If money wasn't an issue, I'd definitely be helping multiple things, especially animal. I love animal. I love animals, children, anything with domestic violence. I would take care of my family, of course, make sure my kids are well taken care of. But I helping in those areas would be my main aspect. I would definitely want to be a huge, I don't even want to know if I wouldn't even care about being known about it. Like I would just want to be helping in some area, and all of those, honestly, those are the best things. The kids, animals, those are like, they're innocent, they're the ones that are innocent. Like they need help more than anything. So all of it.
I couldn't agree more. And I love it.
So many choices.
There really is, but you know what? The choices are, especially the ones you're saying, are the ones that I would think that most people would want, is because, you know, they don't have a voice, or their
Yeah.
voice can't hear it. So it's, you need somebody with a platform and people that can speak for them. And, you know, I know that you have kids, so I know that's a, you know, near and dear to your heart. And it's very funny that you said the animal thing, because I know what you do for a living. And our next question leads right into that. If you could be an animal, what animal would you be?
Jaguar, probably. I don't know why. That's always been my favorite, so that's all I've always gone with. There's no really like background to why, but besides they're amazing creatures, but there's a lot of good choices for that too.
Right? Maybe inventing your own, like kind of
that would be awesome.
And that, so just two, you know, two.
That would be awesome. That'd be a good idea. Your own species.
Right? Better. It sounds better every time I say it. If you eat one food for the rest of your life without any trade-off, no negative consequences, what would that food be?
I love these questions. They're really getting me to think. Man, without like gaining weight, no negative, like no nothing.
Meal a day, what would it be?
Probably sushi. Or steak. Well, I guess that's an array of different things though. Let me see. Steak. I would have to put steak. If I could eat more red meat, I would definitely. I'm a carnivore through and through. I cannot be a vegetarian. I don't know if I could make it. I'd probably start eating people. I don't know. That's a joke. I'm not really gonna start it. But if I was trapped on a desert island and I couldn't get no meat and I couldn't catch no fish and there was other people, they better run.
Yeah, better.
I say I'm kidding, but it might be serious.
We gotta deserve. If there's other people,
yeah. I would definitely pick the one I like least, you know, out of the group. But
I think that's the best thing. I think that's the best choice to make.
Yeah.
Speaking of choices, what is the most significant choice you have made in your life, whether it be your career, a stage in your career, in your personal life?
Getting out of the situation with my son, like with my, trying to save what I could, not have him go through the same situation that I did. That's probably the most, MMA definitely would be like a close second, but my son is way more important to me than anything. So,
and understandably so. I think that's the best answer you could have given as a mother. I love it. And you know what? You did it for yourself too. So, you saved yourself. You became an example. And
yeah, you're right. I did do it for myself too, but I have to thank him. I think more than anything, he's the one, that extra push that you need to be able to change it all, to realize your worth, realize like that it's a bad situation. It was definitely all I needed, but it's to get pregnant apparently, and snap out of it.
There you go. And you know what? I motherhood is probably the most motivating thing that you can have in your life.
It is, yeah.
So I can see why.
Definitely is.
That's amazing.
Those are highs and lows too. There's some amazing highs and lows with parenting too. So.
Oh, absolutely. We could talk for hours with that.
I can't believe my son's 13. Like it's nuts. Like I can't believe I have a 13-year-old.
That's incredible. 7th grade?
8th.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
starting soon, right? Florida starts early in August, I think.
Tomorrow. My stepkids are still in actual school. My son is doing the Florida Flex, so they can actually graduate earlier too. So he's better without all the distraction. So we're gonna try that this year. And if it doesn't go well, he's going right back to regular school.
Smart idea. Try it and see how it works, right?
Yes, but my stepkids are still they're going back tomorrow. So going back so soon.
Time flies, right? Speaking of the summer, what did you do as a kid? How did you spend your summers?
Oh gosh, so much of my childhood I erased from my memory. uh, I guess my best memories though were at my grandparents. The farm that we kind of like we stayed with them for a long time with my mom, and the farm was amazing. It had some of the best memories. I would go play in the woods and go play in the field, and that was that was probably the best memories. So during the summer, definitely.
That's really cool, a farm. I wasn't expecting that, and I love it.
Yeah, that's what those are my best memories on that farm is just like all the animals outside, anything to do with nature and outside. I was all about it. So we would go down the creek and swim. It was a lot of fun.
That's great. Do you have any fight stories or stories relating to fighting that you want to share with us?
Oh gosh, like outside of legally. Or, no, no, I got way too many of those. I was a stupid kid. That's what I'm telling you. I had to grow up. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of anything that's kind of like related to. Not in particular. I mean, I definitely have a lot of stories. I don't know if I'd pick one over any of the other ones. I have some wild stories. Sometimes I post just for my old friends on Facebook to. It's like if you have one memory about me, and I'm like, oh, here we go, because
Like,
yeah,
how about 20 memories?
yeah, man, people could roast me. Oh, they could roast me, especially when I was in my drinking days. Because I don't drink anymore. Because just drinking does not mix with me. It brings out like Satan herself for some reason. It's just like my dad, but there's a lot of stories.
Oh my gosh, we could go on and trade stories forever.
Yes, I love talking to you.
I love you. You're one of my favorite people to talk to. This is
Oh,
great.
thank you.
So glad to catch up. If you weren't a fighter or couldn't be a fighter, what would you be?
Definitely. Well, I'd probably just put all my work into, my business, and I actually just started realty as well, but I want to start my own business in gym. So business owner, gym owner. If I had money, I would definitely start my own vet clinic too. So I still love that. Like those two things. So working for people is just a little bit harder for me. I have to be my own boss.
Hmm.
It seems to do better that way.
You know, if you work better for yourself, and I personally like working with myself, I also like working for other people sometimes, but I have to gel and mix for those people.
Yeah, yeah,
It's got
definitely. Like the
similar
mesh.
to
Yep, I completely agree. Yep,
a
there are.
similar,
I have to respect the heck out of them, and they have to like show me respect in return. That's the only way it works with me.
I like that. I like that.
In which it's very hard these days to find that. So
Yeah, everywhere people are, it's in work, owner, business, the people that are running the place and employees. So it's both of it is a crazy mix right now where I can definitely see that being an issue.
absolutely, yep, I agree.
So we've spoken about Only Fighters. In your own words, what do you think of Only Fighters? What is it to you?
I think it's a great platform to help. Like not only like you said, all the things that you guys are doing for the causes is just incredible to me. So I love that you guys are doing this. I think this is the start of something really, really good.
Yeah, we are so excited and we're excited to have you coming on board. And I'm so excited to have done the intro interview with you. I was when you
Me
told me,
too.
oh, Jessica's great. I'm like, this will be a great. We've talked. It'll be like catching up like old friends.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad to see you again, even though it's not in person, but eventually one day.
You send me that when you get the contract, and I'm gonna contact them and see if I could get a press pass.
Okay. Yeah.
Because
I would love to get a freaking contract. I just want a contract. I'm so
oh,
sick of waiting around. I'm so sick of waiting around. I was just doing like, competitive other stuff like jiu-jitsu tournaments and stuff like that just to keep busy and still training. Like I was ready for the fight in July. And so now like I've been in fight camp for months, and I'm like, man, I just want to fight. I just want to, I just want to fight.
I could imagine you're a fighter. How could you not want to fight?
And that's, I get paid when I fight. So,
and a lot of people
all this money. Yeah, people don't understand that. Like, I put all this money into fight camp. If you say that there's going to be a fight in July, and then it gets moved back to September, and I'm like, man, you don't understand. Us fighters, I turned down other opportunities because I thought this one was set in stone. So it's just a little frustrating for us fighters.
It is. It's difficult. I've seen my friends go through it. I've seen my coach go through it. It is hard to watch everybody go through that. And, for other people fans and such that don't understand. And they're like, oh, fight anybody. It's not the same thing. And, you put a lot of time and your heart and your energy into a specific fight. It's just, yeah, I get it.
It's a lot. People, I mean, unless you've done it or been around people that do it, it's just like, you don't get it. And it's just, you can't explain it to them. There's no explaining it.
My first match, which was the other week, the girl that I was originally supposed to match up with canceled the night before. And she was working the event doing photography. So it was like, that's a really weird, like, what? You're getting paid, you're coming to the event. It was crazy. But my friend.
That is odd.
Yeah, my friend, thank God, she was competing on the card and she was like, I'll do a second match. It was her first time ever, my first time ever. And she's like, but she's like, I got a lot of weight on you. I'm like, yeah, well, she's like, Kerry, I'm 160. I'm like, I'll be fine.
See, I love that because just do it. Like, that's what a lot of people, they're like, oh, she's 2 pounds over.
Doesn't matter.
I don't care. I'm still going to take the fight. That's me though. Like, I've taken it and you might lose, but that's the worst that's going to happen. To me, it's not like the end of the world. If you lose, you learn, you learn, and then you get back in there better. So I don't know. People don't get that.
Everybody that I train with is bigger than me. So it didn't really make a big difference. I'm like, you're 160, 25 to 35 pounds, but most people in the gym have at least 15 and up on me. So
exactly.
I'm so now. So I was like, yeah, let's go. It was great.
How did it go?
I won.
Yeah, congrats.
Thank you. I won in overtime. I got a rear naked choke, and then my back escape was in like 9 seconds.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you. So now I can say exactly how y'all feel. Or at least
and you'll learn more and more too.
So I'm so excited and stoked to be working with Only Fighters MMA. So it works so perfectly for me to be able to stay involved and do journalism and interviews and be able to train and compete.
Absolutely. It definitely helps you, even the understanding, just like an author that's writing a book, if they actually go and do the job, it makes the book so much better. So it's like, it does help a lot, I think.
I agree with that. And Jessica, where can everybody find you on social media?
I mainly am. I don't use Instagram as much because I think Instagram hates me. I think they have me like shadow banned for over a year. You too?
It's so bad.
I don't know why. Yeah, I've been stuck at like 30,000, and my Facebook is at 110,000. So if you look up Jessica, the Black Widow Borga, or just Jessica Borga on Facebook, and everything else is Black Widow Borga. So that's where you can find me on pretty much everything.
Oh, it was so great to catch up with you. So great to see you. I look forward to speaking to you again, and in the future, hopefully getting to one of your fights.
Absolutely. It was great to talk to you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Jessica. Have a great day.
You too, huh? Bye.